I know. It says we are live. Let's see. YouTube says we are live as well. Ooh. There we go. Now I see us on the tubes.
The tube, the hub. The tube.
Do you guys have notifications?
Yeah, my shit's on. My shit's on Do Not Disturb, so I wouldn't even know.
Gosh,
Makes sense.
Papa is working.
Whoop.
I didn't get nothing.
Okay.
Babe, let me check.
Just check real quick.
I'm almost ready to get anything. Then again, I don't think I push notifications on.
Nah, I didn't get it, bro.
All right.
I usually get your shit. I need to get it.
All right, that's fine. But we are live, Mike. You can just put your light back on. You're good. Let's go. We're live. It's working. They'll send out the notice eventually. Well, hola and hello, Fearless Sports Talk. My name's Brad.
My name is Mike.
My name is Kenny.
My name is Nick. How you doing, guys?
And we back. The whole squadron is here, and it feels good. It feels good to have the guys back, okay? It feels really good to have everyone here today. Okay, so as you guys can see by the title, by the logo on the screen over there, and just by our overall enthusiasm, sadness, we're talking about the New York Knicks. Okay, so we're going to have a little format to this, okay? And first up, we will be talking about the Knicks, okay? So first, we're going to go, I think, to the unbiased person here, Mike, who is not a Knicks fan. And I would like to go to Mike first on their in-season review. All right, about them in-season. How was that?
Regular season, they were a great team. It's no denying they were now a great regular season team. They had top 3 defense in the league. And I know Julius Randle, he didn't play the best in the playoffs, but you can't take away from what he did in the regular season. He was the most improved player of the league, and he was playing at a phenomenal level. And I just feel it didn't correlate to the to the playoffs, but the whole team as a whole, with Tom Thibodeau playing playing how he plays players, plays players 35 minutes plus. I think the star players or whatever. I haven't seen him in a couple of seasons, but and D Rose, playing well, Julius Randle playing well, RJ playing well, mostly everybody on the team playing well. I just feel like the Knicks had a great season. It's just it just sucks that in the playoffs
Yeah. Season team.
Nick, talk about it.
Julius Randle, most improved player. He did phenomenal. He was scoring 24. I think he averaged 24 points a game. RJ Barrett would score maybe average 14 points. The whole Knicks team was doing really good in the regular season. For Christ's sake, they ended at 4th. I remember when we did our rankings video, the only person that had him even in their list was Brad, but he had him at 8. They blew away expectations phenomenally this year.
Yeah, I definitely thought they were going to be a play. I didn't really understand the play-in at the time, but I thought they'll be a play-in team. I thought they'll get in and then lose in the first round, and they still lost in the first round. So yeah, great. Kenny, Sir Kenny, me and Kenny are the Knicks fans here. So Kenny, your analysis, my friend.
About the regular season, correct? More so, I guess it could be stated that they were ass in the beginning of the season, but I think it was after the All-Star break is when they picked it up. Incredibly, after I guess the D Rose trade, you can say they had a positive, I think 10 game record, I believe. But I think on the beginning, everybody, Julius Randle was playing good from the start, but I think it was RJ Barrett who picked it up in the second half as well. I remember in the beginning of the season, he was shooting terrible from threes, and I think he picked it up towards the end. And more so, just the team meshed well together in terms of chemistry on defense, and that was the main vocal point, was the defense, of how good it was. And yeah, that's about it.
Well,
and unfortunately, I guess there was key players also I guess role players that played a big part in their success as well, in terms of like Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, and many others. And I just think the team chemistry was through the roof during the regular season. It just so happened during the playoffs, they just couldn't score offensively. That was the main issue, but that's about it.
Okay, so we're gonna revert back to this regular season. Okay, the Knicks in the regular season made a big trade for someone no one mentioned, Derrick Rose. Very good trade for the Knicks. I would just say now before anyone gives their analysis, Derrick Rose came in and played phenomenal for the Knicks. Okay, so my biggest thing about the regular season that I wanted to mention was Derrick Rose, and I'm kind of happy you guys didn't mention it because that gives me time to talk about what I had on my notes for the regular season was the big impact that Derrick Rose made. Ken, you alluded to the fact that we did, or the Knicks did, not we. I guess I'm a Knicks fan, so I don't know if I could say we, but the Knicks did gain momentum. They gained that friendship. They gained that cohesiveness. They had that team chemistry that is needed on winning teams, good teams, especially teams that are not the best talent-wise. The Knicks had that, okay? So that led me to believe, like, oh, we were good. We had piss-poor point guard play, which led to bad team play. You need the point guard to illustrate the offense. As we see, CP3, you have CP3, you're going to do good things. He's a point guard, right? So we sucked, right? We did something where we got Rose. Cool, right? We brought him Rose. He took Austin Rivers' spot, right? So now it leads me to a question to you boys, right? Kenny mentioned this. I think we talked about this offline, right? Not to you guys, fearless sports talk watchers, but I believe Kenny was just like, we can't predict what, Austin Rivers would have did, I believed, right? So, Kenny, this question's to you, and then we'll go around, or you guys can answer the question if your answer is not taken, right? What we know now, right? With Peyton playing so bad, right? Did the Knicks make a mistake by, I believe they just waived Austin Rivers? Kenny?
I think it just would have brought a little bit more offense. I think more so. It probably would have been not much of a big impact, but I don't know. Defensively, I don't think it would have helped though. Just offensively, just some offense from him probably would have helped a little bit at the point guard position. That's my input.
Yep. Nick?
I think it was a mistake. Austin Rivers is having a pretty good playoff run right now with the Nuggets. And I feel like instead of having Peyton, having Austin Rivers' offensive potential would have been a great boost.
And that would have took away the minutes of Quickly then. Anyways, people would have not liked that.
You're right, but at the same time, eventually he took Peyton's minutes, and then he was playing in the playoff. I know we're just talking about regular season at the moment, but like eventually, Derrick Rose was playing 30+ minutes, and he can't play that. His knees is bad. All right, like he can't play that. He can't play Tom Thibodeau starter minutes. He needs to be on a minutes restriction. At most, he plays 28 a game. That's on his good nights. And on regular nights, he's supposed to play like 20, 25 minutes. That Derrick Rose, bench point guard. He could start a couple games, but like right now, I feel like that's where he's going to be most effective. Now, right? This is all foresight, right? And Mike, I'm going to let you speak on this right now, but I just got to say this, right? This is all foresight, of course, right? But with the foresight, take out Peyton, because Peyton stopped getting minutes the last couple games, right? We have Rose still start, and we have Quivers off the bench. Fire. Like, I don't know. People didn't want him to take Quickly's minutes, but eventually he could have took Peyton's minutes. Everybody wanted Peyton minutes to go away at the time, and that was at the time, right? Peyton had a couple good games, but no one wanted him to get minutes. They didn't give Austin Rivers a chance. Kenny, you talked about defensively, yes. But what the Knicks needed was offense, and they showed that in the playoffs. Now, Mike, speak on this, and then we could go to the playoffs.
I mean, in my opinion, I feel like it was a big mistake because, like, even us going to the Knicks game, we watched Elfrid Payton play, and he could not shoot at all. And what the Knicks look, right? Like, I know we're not talking about like the playoffs right now, but like what the Knicks needed the most in the playoffs was shooting, and they didn't have nobody to shoot. And they relied on like so much on D Rose to hit the 3 ball, RJ to hit the 3 ball, Julius Randle hit the 3 ball, and Bullock, missing shots. And I feel like Austin Rivers would have probably bought like it's a what if because we don't know if he would have played well, we don't know if he would have sucked, we don't know, but I feel like he would have brought that offense that the Knicks needed, that shooting that the Knicks needed, and them keeping Payton over Austin Rivers, like just waving him, not trading him from any good player, or whatever. I just feel like they made a mistake. But who knows? It's a big what if. Like, who knows if he could have played well? Who knows he could have played? Who knows?
Yeah, the only thing to go off of is just how good he's doing now, and if that could possibly translate to the team chemistry on the Knicks.
But also, he had a good when he was on. It looked like he got along with everyone when he was on the team. Also, we made quivers when him and Quickly had a couple good games, and then he had a couple bad games, and then he lost all his minutes. Then as soon as Rose came in, he wasn't getting no burn, and that's when he got dropped. And it's just like, dang, we could have used that, man. Him starting, or even Rose still starting and getting in the bench. Like, it's just, I don't know. Because you're right, he doesn't fit Thibodeau's system. He can't play no defense. But he would have hustled like D Rose.
Yeah, Brad. Like, Thibodeau's system is if you play defense, you get you get more minutes. If you don't play defense, you're not gonna get a lot of minutes. And that's why he got ultimately cut, because he could have paid he couldn't pay defense as well as Payton was doing, D Rose was doing, Quickly was doing, but I just felt like they should have cut him for offense.
But I mean, he's a better defender than Quickly. But either way, Quickly's a rookie, so whatever. But guys, Mike did mention that the time we went to the Knicks game. So quick plug: if you guys want to see the time that we went to the Knicks game, we have a short little vlog on the channel. Go watch that. Now let's get into the playoffs. The Knicks lost in Game 5 in New York City. All right, we let Trae Young beat us in our own house. How many times? 2 times. 2 times. Unacceptable. First game, though, Knicks should have won. The biggest thing, I'm going to go first, and then, Nick, you can go second, right? The Knicks losing Game 1 by that, 1 or 2 points? I just saw it earlier, and I'm forgetting. By 2
points.
Game 1, they lost by 2 points. That was the game we needed. Now, of course, there's all what ifs, but that Game 1, that was the closest series that we didn't win, and it was just tough. It was just a tough blow that the Knicks didn't win that game. I feel like that would have been really crucial. And the biggest thing that we did talk about, Knicks didn't have no offense. The offense went cold, especially Julius Randle. Nick, you could talk about it.
Whew. Julius Randle took a big hit. He was not hitting shots, and he took a lot of 3-pointer shots, but just were not dropping. He was not consistent. He was not doing what he was doing in the regular season. D Rose was stepping up. He was like their star player in the playoffs, but it just wasn't enough because you didn't have anyone else. RJ Barrett really wasn't doing anything else. Julius Randle wasn't reliable anymore. It's just horrible that they didn't have any other offensive players to do anything, especially to shoot the 3-ball.
Yeah. Kenny?
I mean, in terms of just the play, I mean, that just goes to just all Julius Randle playing like ass, and it fucks up everything else that revolves around him. In terms of just, yeah, I think the only players that showed up was like Alec Burks and
Burks.
D-Rose. RJ Barrett had a couple good games, but there were some games he was kind of off. He wasn't shooting well, but he did show some good. I guess some good like. In terms of just him in his first playoff series, he showed a pretty decent performance. Probably better than Julius Randle, I guess you could say. And then the loss of Mitchell Robinson probably hurt the Knicks the most in terms of having that big man down there that's been protecting and rebounding, because Nerlens Noel can't rebound for shit. We had 40-year-old Todd Gibson rebounding better than him. In terms of just the offense was just ass. I mean, they couldn't break that zone. Julius Randle couldn't play his game. He was playing somebody else's game that was not his. It was just all terrible in terms of the offense.
So what all right, so question to this, right? What happened to his playmaking ability? Like, because he wasn't hitting shots. Obviously, his field goal percentage was really bad. But then also his assist numbers went down, and there were double teams.
Yeah, he was turnovering the ball a lot. The last game, he had like almost 10
So
turnovers.
much. Yeah, so much.
It was just that zone was just fucking him up. He just couldn't find an open lane to try because they were blocking all the lanes. They played it pretty well. They were just, I guess you could say, just surrounding him, suffocating him. I guess you could say on defense.
Yeah, Mike, Knicks playoffs.
All right. Look, like what I'm gonna say. Look, like you can't take away what Julius Randle did in the regular season. He was the most improved player of the regular season. He played well in the regular season. We also got to keep in mind that this is his first playoff game, like his first playoff series. And I mean, like I know he played terrible. I feel like one game he went like what 2 for 17. Like it was funny. Like it was funny, right? But it was just like it was more the fact that like what Kenny said, that they played zone and that zone just clogged up all of what Julius Randle is good at. Cause like even in the regular season, even that game that we went to, Julius Randle, like there was no zone being played, so Julius Randle was able to go one-on-one with the player that's in front of him, take him to the basket, lay the ball up, foul, whatever, and then he gets to do what Julius Randle does best. But in the playoffs against the Hawks, they play zone and they stop Julius Randle for doing what Julius Randle does best, and that's isolation. Back to the basket, like things things of that nature, and they just stopped him for doing that.
And drive left.
And I just feel like Julius Randle, I just feel like if he played better, of course the Knicks would have won, of course. But he didn't play better because the zone clearly, like nothing else to say. It was just because the zone.
And I feel like that translates as to why the Knicks need more offensive options.
Yeah, like if the Knicks had like another offensive weapon to go to, for example, if the Knicks had Damian Lillard, that would have opened up everything for Julius Randle. Like, because you're not gonna put no zone on Damian Lillard. Like you're absolutely not. You're not. You're gonna try to trap him.
Well,
you're gonna open up a lot of lanes for Julius Randle to go take a player off the dribble, 1v1, going crazy. But I just feel like in this playoffs, the Knicks needed another star player. Like they relied too much on D Rose, and D Rose, he's older. He's not the he's not the MVP D Rose that we all knew about. He's he been through injuries. He's not the same player. And if the Knicks had another star, it would have made Julius Randle of course play better or that.
So Mike, what do they need? Yeah. Talk about the future. Keep talking, Mike. What do they need?
I feel like the Knicks, I feel like the Knicks need a star player, bro. Either if it's like a Damian Lillard, a Kawhi Leonard type player, they need another player that could take the eyes off of Julius Randle. Because in this series, we've seen the eyes always on Julius Randle. When he got the ball, eyes is on him. Zone was trapping him. He couldn't do what Julius Randle does best. And if the Knicks had another star, just like with any other team, if a team just had no star, and then look, say for example, the Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves had another star player on that team, and took the eyes off of Karl Anthony Towns, the Timberwolves probably would have been in the playoffs, or probably 10 seed, 11 seed, whatever. And I just feel like the Knicks had that, another star player. It would have made everything way better for Julius Randle. Julius Randle wouldn't have had to score 30 points a game. Julius Randle didn't have to take 15 shots a game. He probably would have taken 10, something like that. Just take the eyes off of Julius Randle, because what we see in the playoffs is that he eyes on him, zone on him, he can't do nothing.
Kenny, the future of the Knicks. What do they need to do? What should they do? Maybe you can get fantasy, you could get realistic. Try to keep it realistic.
Sign LeBron. Trade for LeBron. Sign Kawhi.
Trade for Lillard.
Sign Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Chris Paul.
Oh, so you're gonna get Chris Paul? We gotta bring Melo back too. We gotta get Melo a ring in
Chris
New York.
Paul's asking for 40.
And Michael Jordan out of retirement. Yeah, we'll be fine.
That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need.
We just need a superstar.
So
But eventually, if we get superstars, along the years, Julius Randle might get booted off. I can see that happening.
So realistically though,
honest.
this summer, what should the Knicks do? There's no big free agents. Maybe Kawhi. He can choose to. George could choose to.
He ain't leaving LA.
Yeah, that's his home, right? He went over there because that's where he's from. So I don't think he's leaving.
Who? Kawhi?
Kawhi.
Yeah, Kawhi's not leaving.
Like even if they lose tonight, like even if they lose, to the Mavericks, the Clippers lose to the Mavericks. I still like that's his home. Unless he's going to the Lakers, but I don't think he's leaving LA.
All right, look.
That's what.
Even all right, look. Like if the Clippers do lose, right? I feel like they're going to make a big change. Like they're going to trade PG or like somebody to switch up that team.
But
because
PG has the same option as he does. He can like opt out and just sign somewhere else.
Yeah, but you can finesse. You can say, "Oh, look, I'm coming back," and he signs. I mean, he comes back, and they goodbye. You know.
Yeah, I mean, this is just really really tough. Personally, though, what I would like the Knicks to do is it's tough, right? I was actually talking about this at work today, where it's like, would I trade RJ Barrett and 5 first-round picks for Dame Lillard?
Hey.
No.
Hell no, bro. 5 first-round picks, bro.
The Knicks have 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years.
You don't do that.
Five first-round picks for a 30-year-old. He's not Steph Curry.
I mean, because
Steph Curry, then yeah.
He's a good player, right? But you don't trade 5 first-round picks for a player that who like what if you trade for him like I think what like after next year he gets to like walk.
Yeah, I think he's a free agent.
So, like you don't trade 5 first-round picks for a
sign and trade. Sign and trade.
Exactly. Like you look like you do what the Raptors do. Like you trade a lot of players for a player that you know that can win you a championship. And you probably compete for a championship. But the Knicks do that. The Knicks don't compete for a championship. Because who else do they have besides Randle and Dame Lillard?
Randle and Dame Lillard is not a playoff every time?
Nope.
Playoff, but a championship? Because every team plays for a championship. So you're trying to say that you're going to trade for Dame Lillard, and then you're going to have Dame Lillard and Julius Randle, and then no shot at a championship because you probably gonna get swept by the Nets. The Bucks probably gonna kill y'all. The Sixers might kill y'all. Like, come on, like you look. If you're gonna trade for him, like you gotta trade for him. Like if Kawhi comes to the team, right? Like by all means, if Kawhi comes to the Knicks, then I'll say, yo, go all in for Dame Lillard. Then, you know. But if you don't do that, I mean, if Kawhi don't come to the Knicks, then of course do not trade for Dame Lillard because. That makes no sense.
There's no chance in your job. You said that they should trade 5 first-round picks for Dame.
No, but listen. I didn't say that. I was an option. I was like, would I? And I didn't know, honestly. But because I brought up that scenario, right? Because the Knicks has a lot of first-round picks, right? But when do first-round picks work out?
They drugged you at your job.
The Knicks, listen to me. The Knicks do not have. What's the best thing to say? The Knicks do not have a good developmental system. Like. Maybe it's changing with the new coaching regime, like with Quickly and Obi playing really well. But like RJ finally made an improvement this year. The Knicks suck with either drafting players or their development sucks.
I'll trade Obi and Quickly for Damian Lillard though, maybe.
But you would have to definitely put picks in there, maybe at least 2 or 3.
Yeah, minimum. Accept that. Like the Trailblazers want somebody who's going to,
be a star eventually. Like even if RJ Barrett won't be a superstar, I think at minimum, I think his floor is a star. Like I feel like he's at least going to be like a good 3rd option of a championship in the future. Like at worst, RJ Barrett. Like at worst, I feel like he could be a good 3-star of a championship team.
Bro, if he's just not improving his shooting, bro, he's not going to.
But he has, Mike. Look at his 3-point shooting percentage.
He has, bro, but he's still
going.
Not hitting it consistently, bro. He's still not hitting it consistently, though.
And it's only year 2.
For me, he has hit it consistently though towards the second half.
Yeah, like he was starting this year, and I think it's gonna keep improving. It's just like he has to get better at playmaking and going right, because him and Randle only go left. They don't go right. They never go right.
Yeah, he doesn't play make at all.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't play make. Exactly, and that's a problem. He needs to get better at playmaking and going right. And, of course, 3, which is, I think that's number 1. Keep improving at the 3, which he did this year. Play make and go
He's
right.
good at attacking the rim.
He is.
He's good at attacking the rim, though.
He is.
He's very aggressive.
But he needs to
Keep in
learn.
mind, bro, the Knicks pass up on Michael Porter Jr. Just putting out there.
Because the back, though, we didn't know how the back was going to be. Because I wanted Michael
A
Porter
lot
Jr.
of
too.
teams did.
But I
was
wanted
nice.
him. I wanted him so
bro.
bad. But no, the Knicks.
risk.
But the Knicks couldn't take that risk, Mike. Because you got to think about it, right? Again, Kenny opened my eyes to this. Because I believe Kenny said
Bro, but
something like this.
They've been asked for so long, bro.
Exactly. So why take a risk?
For a couple more years is going to do, bro. Like, come on.
The Knicks needed something more for sure thing. Because who did we
Yeah,
draft that year? I'm trying to remember what draft. That was
Yeah.
the Knox draft, right? The Kevin Knox draft. We didn't take Michael Porter Jr. Now I'm upset.
But you said Kevin Knox.
Because look, y'all took Kevin Knox because he was not injured and he had the best ceiling.
That's another topic, bro. Y'all thought y'all had faith in that dude this year. He's ass.
I thought he
him
was
off
gonna
the team.
improve, get minutes. Like I don't
Him off
know.
the team.
Like, he didn't get no burn.
Bro, Dave Fizdale messed him up, bro. Like look, you can't sit here and say he didn't mess him up, bro. Like Dave Fizdale went from giving him like mad minutes, like him being like the star on a team to him this season like getting nothing, bro.
He's a
Like-
liability. That's why he can't play.
Yeah, but bro, like you can't like
But
Like,
it's
imagine-
only the
look,
first
imagine
season,
getting-
bro. We can't. He can't have more chances. It's like Frank Ntilikina. He had too many chances already. He has not showed any improvement at all. I hope they show him. Well, Ntilikina is not going to show improvement. Knox
Yeah.
maybe, but
Ntilikina
I think
is
it's over for Ntilikina.
Ntilikina is a defensive guard who can't do nothing else. He could pass and play defense. He can't. He doesn't attack the rim well. He doesn't finish at the rim well. He doesn't shoot. So like you're not gonna be an NBA point guard when all you can do is pass and play D. Like that is cool.
When
But
Phil Jackson drafted him, he drafted him because he thought he could be more than what he
was.
is now.
Yeah.
You know, like community draft players, like you don't draft them like, oh, okay, look, I feel like this player's going. I mean, well, like sometimes, like you draft a player because you think like they're gonna be good off rip, but Phil Jackson drafted him because he thought that he could possibly be a really, really good player, and then it didn't work out. But like that's the name of the draft, because, bro, like what team do you know draft perfectly every single year? None. No team draft perfectly every single year, bro. Like it's literally none, bro. Like you can't sit here and say, oh, this team draft perfectly every single year.
No one's ever perfect. But I would say the best at scouting prospects for me. This could be a separate video. This is cool. This is cool. When you said that, I just have mad ideas. I would say the Heat though. The Heat just knows how to develop players and pick players, man. Like the Heat is really, really good at that. Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra, good stuff. Anyways, okay, so guys,
The Celtics are decent.
Oh yes, the
Celtics
Celtics as
are
well.
a decent
But
player.
now Brad Stevens is now the basketball operations, and maybe Jason Kidd might be the head coach. Oh, who knows? We're gonna find out as the weeks progress. But any closing statements, Kenny? What would you like to say about anything about the Knicks regarding their next season, their past season? Just final words.
Go Knicks. I hope we win a championship next year.
It's a fact.
It's not gonna happen.
We can believe. The only way that's
the
happening
Yankees need
is
to play better. I blame Riri for the Yankees losing.
Don't you dare.
Ever since he's been playing MLB The Show, the
No.
Yankees have been losing a lot.
dare. Don't you dare.
I blame you.
God, the Yankees suck right now. And it hurts. It hurts. I'm gonna cry. It hurts.
You suck.
Hey, right now the Boston game's on. So Nick, your closing Nick statements.
All right, real quick. Since I didn't get a word in, I think that the Knicks should get Oladipo. Just saying that. Just putting that out. I'm just putting that out there. He was doing, from what I heard, he was doing great in Houston. He was doing phenomenal. Everyone in Houston hated him because they wanted Houston to tank for the picks. So I heard he was doing really great in Houston. So maybe he could just help the Knicks and do a little bit. I don't want to go.
Houston fumbled the bag. They should have kept Karis LeVert.
Why,
Yeah.
yo, literally, why did they not take Karis? That was
Oladipo ain't all that. I don't think so. I don't think he's somebody that could Change your team.
This
I
is
don't
gonna
think
be
he's
another role player.
the offensive option. And he has some good. He's not bad on the defensive end.
No, he's not, but I mean, he's not a. The Knicks need a superstar. Like,
And
I
he's
know
injury prone.
Yeah, that's true.
But he
He's
can
pretty
sing though. Yo, shout out to Oladipo and his singing skills, man. I got 2 of his songs saved on my phone. It's just
Well, that doesn't mean nothing to
he
the
can sing. He can
on
sing.
the court
Hey, you're right,
stuff,
but
man.
yo, Oladipo, yo, I like the way you sing, man. You sing really good songs. Mike, your closing Knicks statements.
Bro, the Knicks need an impact player.
Brad, suit up.
If they get an impact player, like a player that could take all of the stress off of Julius Randle's shoulders, besides D Rose, because D Rose can't do that every single night. Then
At this point, bro,
you're
as
gonna
the
be good,
NBA
bro.
team, bro, you just need a superstar. One or two.
Of course, because you're not gonna win nothing without a superstar. Like you literally can't.
There's not much you can say of how the Knicks can get better. It's just getting that superstar, and that's it. Seeing what they could do with a superstar on the team. They haven't had a superstar since Melo in his prime days.
Yep.
And also, I don't think any superstar will come to the Knicks because of Tom Thibodeau. Because look, how Tom Thibodeau places players like his star players like extreme amount of minutes. I feel like no star will probably come to that team because
I don't think that's an issue though. I think they don't. I don't think that was a big
If
issue.
you're a superstar, you're gonna tell Thibodeau, yo, I play 35 minutes a game, no more than that.
Yeah.
And that's what you're gonna do. And Thibodeau's gonna be like, yes, sir. If it's a Lillard, yes, sir. If it's a Kawhi, yes, sir. If it's a Paul George, I don't know, shaky. But like, if it's an All-Star, if it's a LeBron, yes, sir. Yes, sir, sir.
Yes. Right, yes. Top players in the league. I'm talking about if an All-Star, like say like I don't know, like say like an Oladipo goes to the Knicks. I mean, yeah, like Oladipo goes to the Knicks. Like you really think he gonna want to play like 40 minutes a game, bro? He's already injured prone already. Like why would he want to play 40 minutes a game? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like he's not going
to they play a lot, but I don't think that played a factor into like fatigue or anything. I don't think fatigue was an issue in their game. Because the only players that played a lot of minutes on the Knicks were RJ Barrett and Randle. They're the ones that averaged the most minutes in the NBA.
You look, you look, right? Like I know, right? But I'm trying to say like as the terms of like as in a way of like trying to attract like a star level talent to come to the team. Like you probably would not want to even want to come to the team that gonna play like 40 minutes a game. Like you probably want to play like 35 minutes, 30 minutes a game. Just cruise on type shit. Like you're not gonna want to.
Yeah, let's get Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler doesn't care about minutes, I think.
Exactly. Jimmy Butler will play the whole game. He don't give a fuck. he don't care.
People have to have that mindset and don't worry about the minutes. If you're an NBA player, you gotta do what you gotta do to win.
Facts.
Well, hopefully that doesn't like fuck up though. That could fuck up somebody's fatigue and all that shit. But I don't know. I don't know. Back then, or what they say, NBA players are kind of soft now. A lot of them take days off. I remember. I mean, these old heads. They say they used to play a lot more minutes.
Yes, bro. Because the game was slower paced back then.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's fast paced. Like everybody's going crazy. Like back then, like you just take like what 20 minutes off the shot clock and you do something, bro. Like nowadays, like people
I don't know.
and shit, bro. Like back then,
in terms of fast paced, it's just like I think it's not that fast paced. There's just more shooting involved. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's like nobody's really running down the court back and forth. You're really just holding that ball for like 5-10 seconds, and somebody's shooting the ball for 3, or somebody's just chucking that shit up. That's how the game is played a little bit more now.
Bro, because imagine like 80, like 40 minutes a game, bro. He's made out of glass, bro. He's going to shatter like the second game.
Like, Nick, what were you trying to say, sir? Nick, you were trying to say something.
I was?
I thought you were just... Oh, my fault. I thought you were trying to say something. Okay. So, closing statements from Brad himself. What the Knicks need to do is simple, okay? The New York Knicks need to do this, all right? Realistically, what the Knicks should do is just, 1, player development. Quickly, Obi have to get better. And then lastly, I just think that the Knicks just have to I know we talked about it, but get a superstar. Like, honestly, just get someone who wants to be in New York and help them win, and just keep improving. Because the Nets team is unfair to compare. They have 3 number 1 options. That's just cheese. It feels like unfair at this moment. So it feels unfair.
You're not gonna one up that team.
You're not.
Yeah, but they can't play defense, bro. You can just outscore them.
You can't outscore the Nets. You can outscore them. You have 3 number 1 options who can all score in all facets of basketball. They can all score in all facets of basketball, so that's unfair. All right, well, I think that's it. Nobody else had nothing to say? We good?
Let's go Nets.
Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like, hit the subscribe button, click on the bell so every time you guys know we go live or post any videos on this channel. And it has been Brad, Mike, Kenny, and Nick, and we are out. Peace.